Okay, guys, I think we're live. I think we're good. Welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks for the day, each and every day in under 1 hour. We do the show every single day. Don't miss a single day, 2.5 hours before main slate. Today, Chris wanted to throw in the all-day/early slate, so we're doing it a bit earlier to get those games in. I think it's the Brooklyn game and I'm not sure. I think Chris knows better, but we'll touch on that soon. But yeah, joined as always with Chris, aka Chrissair DFS. I think he's muted right now. Maybe you can unmute yourself and tell us how you're doing today.
I'm doing pretty good. We have a ton of slates here today. We have an NFL slate starting in 4 minutes. So if I'm a bit preoccupied or if I seem distracted, that's why.
Nothing personal.
Yeah, after that, we're gonna go over the early NBA slate, and then obviously after that locks, we'll go over the main NBA slate.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do some housekeeping before we jump into that. I guess I'll ask you what slate you want to go over first. I'll load that up. Before I do that, if you guys have been here before, be sure to smash or hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Helps people find our content, so that means a lot. We appreciate it. Also, if you're here and you're not subscribed and you've been here before, be sure to subscribe. It's awesome DFS content every day, all for free. So hit subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all so you can stay notified. The disclaimer I'll give for that is Chris here, he's not just like a random YouTube content creator. He's a mid to high stakes DFS player. So he actually puts his money where his mouth is. So it's not just like a random guy trying to make YouTube content just to get like a following or views or whatever. Like, it's solid content. It's all for free. You can pick his brain apart. You can ask him questions. You can ask us lineup construction. You can do all that stuff here. So definitely lots of free value here. Next thing, as always, we use our optimizer and our projections at dfscrunch.com. You can try us out or check us out for free. There's a 3-day free trial if you've never been a member with us. You get access to everything you see here. Plus a lot more. There's a lot of sports that we have. We only go through NBA primarily in this show, but we do have a lot of other sports here. We also have like a Discord community, so you get access to that as well, where you can always like ask us questions outside of the show. So definitely a lot of value. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. And I think one more thing here, we have some success from last night. I think there's a lot more success in the Discord. People always post it there, so this isn't everything here. If you didn't make the cut here, probably you just posted it a bit late. But these are the ones Chris picked out. Always, he puts himself first. He loves to pump his tires. So, yeah, what do you see here, Chris?
So obviously the first one's my main team, main slate. I got pretty different from the optimizer, really. Optimizer was really high on Drummond, actually. He put up 75. My main difference, or the main place I wanted to pivot was off of Marcus Smart. I didn't really love Marcus Smart, so I went to SGA. Went down from Fox to Kobe White. Obviously got lucky there. Fox only put up like 15. And then everything else here, Kawhi, obviously he was pretty low owned as well. I really liked the matchup against the Kings. And then Chetty, Gordon, Tristan Thompson were pretty chalky. Tristan Thompson was on his way to like a huge game, but then he ended up sitting most of the second half just because the game got out of hand. Same thing with Aaron Gordon. Yeah, so I was pretty different. Like, you won't usually see me this different from the field in cash games, but I thought this was the right build. Obviously it didn't work out like perfectly, but I still made some profit here, so that's always nice. And then yeah, these other two are just the straight up optimals that I ran.
Okay. Next up we have Turn and Burn here. I think he posted a bunch more after this one as well. What do you want to say about this one, Chris? Shout out to Turn and Burn, obviously.
I mean, that's all you gotta say when we see Turn and Burn screenshots. Just shout out to Turn and Burn. Keeps crushing it every slate, so you do love to see it.
Yeah, definitely good to see. Next up, Nick over here, recent member. I don't think we can say that for too much longer, but still can say it. Plays a lot. DraftKings guy. Yeah. What do you see here, Chris?
I mean, just like you said, I think you say he's a recent member every slate, so got to stop doing that. But yeah, nice profit here, nice ROI. So you do love to see this as well.
Yeah. Well, it takes some time to climb the crunch ranks. You got to be here a while, but definitely I won't be able to say that for too much longer. You're right about that. I think we have one more here. Thomas with the Shrek profile picture over in the Discord. Doesn't know how to take a screenshot. I don't mind it. I like it. It's a little raw. Nothing wrong here. What do you see here, Chris?
So he actually, I'm not sure how he landed on such a similar team to me. I guess he's pretty sharp. But the main difference with his team and my team was Mitch Robinson and Clint Capella. I think Clint got like 5 more points than Robinson, so obviously I beat him. But I mean, yeah, solid construction here. I'm pretty surprised to see him land on this build. Like it wasn't popular. It wasn't like a obvious build. Like I was pretty unique with it, so it's pretty interesting to see him land on something similar after just watching the show.
Yep. Yeah, as I say, great content here. Chris, mid to high stakes guy, so good insight, good knowledge here just from watching the show. I think that's it for Twitter. There's a bunch more in the Discord, but I think you just want to get right into the slates. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have to.
We have to, yeah. Okay. Let's load up FanDuel first. Let's go to let me check if I have any projection changes here. Let's go to the early one first.
Yep.
Okay, and then let's do the same thing over on DraftKings.
Also, if you guys are watching NFL, let me know if anything happens. I need Devontae Adams to have a big game here. I need Cam Akers, Aaron Jones in this game as well. So, I mean, if you're watching, cheer for those guys. Robert Woods as well. Those 4, all I need to smash the slate. So, if you're watching, let me know. Keep me updated.
Yeah, also, I forgot to say this, but welcome everyone joining us. How are you guys all doing? I think we have some chats here from Hasty. We can go over that quickly. He's saying, can't believe Harden is your cover boy. Sad face emoji. His interviews after arriving in Brooklyn are disgusting. I wonder what they are. I want to watch them actually now. He's also saying, do you think they'll trade Kyrie? Do they even need him now? Actually, before you answer, one more thing. He says, I think once Kyrie is back, Harden is going to go stand in the corner like an overpaid PJ Tucker who can't rebound. You think he is going to move without the ball? Lols.
Yeah, so I think that I was thinking that they were going to trade, like early in the season, I was thinking they were going to trade Harden and Kyrie. I think Kyrie's value dropped a lot after he was sitting out for personal reasons. Bad attitude, obviously. But I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic about this team. I think they can make it work. Like I think they all want to win. I don't think that their egos will be too big of a problem. Obviously it might be. Obviously I might completely be wrong here, but I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, also Ghostify saying I did good yesterday. Good to see that. Hasty saying Drummond smashed last night. Turner saying thanks guys. Good night last night. Optimizer smashed. Glad to hear that. Hasty says Thomas on the come up. I think that's it for now. Okay, early slate. Do you want to do an overview or just jump into the first Houston San Antonio game, Chris?
Let's go position by position. Go through each site, and then I'll give my locks as we go. Just because we have such a small 2-game slate here, so.
So open up point guard.
Start on FanDuel, yeah?
Yeah, point guard, FanDuel. Let's do that. I think this will also, you want to do I guess this kind of transitions into the all-day slate, right?
We don't need to do the all-day slate. We're just talking about all the plays in general. All-day slate doesn't have many contests, so there's no reason to spend time on that.
Sounds good. Okay, point guard, FanDuel. Let's go.
Yeah, so if you could sort by projection, we'll be able to see it a lot easier. Yeah, so there's only 3 point guards that are viable here. DeJounte Murray, Cole Anthony, Patty Mills. I'm good with any combination of these 3. My favorite build right now is DeJounte and Patty Mills. Yeah, it's just that 500 down from Cole Anthony helps me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, we don't need to spend too much time on this.
Shooting guard, James Harden, Brooklyn. What do you see here, Chris?
Yeah, so shooting guard is a bit more interesting. We have some more interesting pieces. We got news that Sterling Brown was out. Mason Jones is starting at point guard for the Rockets, so he's my first lock on FanDuel. He's minimum price. Should see a ton of minutes. So yeah, he's my first core play if you could lock him in. And then Harden is also viable. DeRozan, Ben McLemore, they're all viable.
Wait, sorry, Brown?
Pardon?
Sorry, who's the first lock?
Mason Jones.
Oh, Mason Jones, okay.
Yeah, so like this is kind of playing out to be a spend up spot here. So if you're playing Harden or DeMar, I don't mind that. You can also pair Nwaba with Mason Jones or even McLemore, but I think it's a spend up spot. So I like Harden here. He's 9.7K. We're getting a bit of a discount. He's the cover boy, mostly for the reason that it's his first time on this new team. It's pretty big news, so that's why I made him the cover boy. I don't think he's in like a smash spot here. Obviously, it's a pretty slow matchup against Orlando, but yeah, I like the Harden Jones pairing. I'm not gonna lock Harden, but I think that's my favorite as of now.
Yep. So no Harden lock. Let's go small forward then. What do you see here?
Yeah, so small forward, we have 4 viable guys in my eyes. I think Keldon Johnson is a little too expensive now. So my favorite guys here are KD up top. And then for value, I like Jayshawn Tate. I like Joe Harris. I like Rudy Gay. But obviously my favorite guy here for value is Jayshawn Tate, just because a bunch of guys are missing. He obviously had the huge game last time out, so he's going to be my second lock of this slate. And it's probably spend up spot as well here with KD, but that's going to be my only lock here.
Okay, power forward. Let's get into this one. What do you see here?
Yeah, so power forward is very simple. Only guys we have interest in are Wood, Gordon, and maybe LMA in tournaments, but I'm not too high on LMA in this spot. I think we can just lock Wood and Gordon and move on.
Okay.
Yeah,
center position.
Center, it's 2 guys for me as well. Vucevic if you're spending up, DeAndre Jordan if you're spending down. Obviously, a bunch of guys. Obviously, I mean, the Nets traded Jarrett Allen, so their front court is a little thin. DeAndre is going to start, so I do like DeAndre here at 4.6K. And then if you're spending up, obviously, Vuce is good as well.
Yep, so no locks here. Hit build, should we see what we get?
Yeah, so we have the 4 locks. We can hit build and see what we get.
Hasty in the chat. Cream Main hit his first 3 last night. Go Canada. And Jason, huh?
I can't say I've ever heard of that name. What team does that guy play for?
Can't answer that one. Tate can ball. Hungry for those minutes.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Tate. Definitely hungry for those minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Does he play the right way?
Tate. I don't know. He's kind of like reminds me of Harden a little bit. Big physical guard, wing combo player. Can move the ball well, can rebound. So yeah, kind of reminds me of Harden a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, here are the builds. Let's see. We can just compare. We can compare the first 2 and just move on to DK since we're running low on time.
Yeah.
So we get at point guard. We obviously have DeJounte Murray in both, and then we have Patty Mills versus Cole Anthony. Shooting guard, we have the same combo with Harden and Jones. Small forward, we have KD in the first one, Joe Harris in the second one, and then obviously Tate is one of our locks. Power forward, we have both of our locks. And then center, we have the spend down in DeAndre versus the spend up with Vooch. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I like this first side. We get DeAndre starting. I don't love Joe Harris too much here. He's pretty scoring dependent, so that's something I don't love. Cole Anthony is kind of thin as well. I'd rather pay 500 less for Patty Mills and then just get up to KD at small forward and then play a solid value guy at DeAndre at center. So I definitely like this first build more.
Yeah, definitely with you on that one. Agree. I think it's kind of the comparison here for me is obvious. I like the first one a lot more. DraftKings, let's do the same thing here, position by position. Let's load up.
We got a message. We got Packers in the red zone. I gotta turn this game on for this drive here.
Cole in the chat saying Du Bois. Shout out to Cole. Rogers missed a wide open Adams.
Ooh.
I don't have it open, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay. I think it might be Tanyan time. I know Rondo likes Tanyan a lot. It might be Tanyan time. Hopefully it's not. We got third down. Okay, DraftKings?
Yeah, DraftKings, point guard. I think all my settings are good to go. Let me just check my projections. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Point guard, what do you see here, Chris?
So it's a bit harder to talk about DraftKings position by position just because everyone's multi-position eligible. But yeah, here we have Harden. I like paying up for Harden here. One sec, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so we have Harden. I think he's an easy get with all the Houston value that we have. I'm not going to lock him, but he's one of my favorite point guards on DraftKings. So yeah, Harden's the guy here.
Okay, shooting guard. What do you like here?
So here's where we start to get the Rockets value. We can start with Ben McLemore, 3.6K. Just super easy play here. Core play for me. Don't love 5-4 for Terrence Ross. Mason Jones, 3K minimum price. That's an easy lock as well right there. David Nwaba, 3.4K, easy lock as well. Just we're locking in these Rockets for value here, and then we're gonna spend up for probably Harden and KD. But yeah, we got these three value guys. Yeah, we can move on to small forward.
Yeah, lots of value here. 9x. That's kind of crazy, actually. Small forward. What do you see here?
So small forward. Don't want to spend up for either of these Spurs guys. I think we can go. I think we could just move on since we have David Nwaba locked in at small forward. So I think he's the main guy we want here.
Okay, let's do power forward. Kevin Durant here. Your spend up probably. What else do you see here?
Yeah, so I love KD today, but the guy I want to lock in is Jayshawn Tate, 4.7K. Bunch of guys missing, so we got 4 Rockets as our locks. Yeah, that pretty much does it for power forward. Like, we're gonna spend up for KD most likely. Center here, Christian Wood is really interesting, 8.7K. Don't mind that at all. And then, of course, we have DeAndre as well here for 4.5. Same sort of decision that we made on FanDuel. I kind of like spending down for DeAndre, but we can hit build here and see what we get with these 4 locks.
I think we're getting some projection updates. Hopefully it builds now.
Yeah, so I mean, we can just scroll up a bit and just go over Christian Wood a little more. He's probably a lock for me as well, to be honest. Like, he's 8.7K. Eric Gordon is out. Like, everyone's out. So 5 Rockets definitely viable here, as you can see. So yeah, if you could just remove that filter, and then we can compare the first 2 teams here. So we got the five Rockets obviously in these 2 teams. They're all easy plays, easy locks. We got Harden in both of them as well. Like I said when I went over point guard, I don't mind paying up for Harden on this slate where we have a ton of Rockets value. And then the 2v2 here is KD, DeAndre versus Terrence Ross and Vucevic. I'm definitely the first side here all day, just like on FanDuel. We had a similar-ish decision. But yeah, I like KD a lot. I like DeAndre a lot. So definitely leaning this first side.
Yep. I think we got some chat going on here. Rajon Rondo says Crosby time. Sidney Crosby?
No, Mason Crosby.
Okay. Then we also got Rams 0-3, Packers 3. Ghostify also says he likes Simmons today with him beat out. He probably simulated that game in 2K, so he has like the insight there.
Yeah, I mean, I like Simmons a lot today as well. We're going to talk about him obviously when we get to the main slate. Yeah, I love Simmons today as well.
Yeah, Rajon Rondo confirms it's also Sidney Crosby season, so good to see that. Okay, now that we got the early slate out of the way, do you want to go into the main slate, or do you need to update your entries, or what's going on here, Chris?
No, let's jump into the main slate. I think we can do that. No problem there.
Okay. Um, Wait, so how many slates are you sweating out right now?
None. They just started, but I have like 10 to 12 slates that I'm going to go through today.
Yeah. Are you doing NHL?
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. Okay, let's jump into FanDuel. Let's go over the first game. Charlotte against Toronto over here. Let me load up the starters. Give me 1 second. Let me load up the teams here. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's do Charlotte first. We have Gordon Hayward, obviously big, important piece here to look at. He's marked as questionable. Starters for them, we have Graham, Rozier, Martin, Washington, and Bismack Biyombo. I think they just played recently. I don't know if it was the last game. Was it the last game they played together or what?
Who? Bismack and
Raptors and Charlotte. I think they just played, right?
yeah, this is the second game of the mini series.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you like anyone here on the Hornets today, Chris?
So I mean, I kind of like doing the slate overview, so I'll do that first here for the main slate. So we got 4 games. Obviously, the big news today is that Embiid is out, so we're gonna have a ton of interest in these Sixers guys. And then just with Vegas totals, one game really stands out. It's the Atlanta versus Blazers game. So that's probably where we're going to get a lot of our spend ups. So yeah, that game's at 235 over under. The rest are around 220. So yeah, our value is probably going to come from the Sixers here, and then spend ups definitely interested in guys from the Hawks Blazers game.
Yeah. Okay, that's the overview there. Ready to jump into this game then?
Yeah, can you just go over the starters and news once again, please?
Yeah, sure. Charlotte side, we just have Hayward questionable right now. Obviously, big important piece of news there to watch for. Projected starters, we have Graham, Rozier, Martin, PJ Washington, and Bismack Biyombo. Second game of their series, as you clarified for me. I think we just saw them play, so I guess you can kind of analyze this game a bit better. You can kind of see who's going to play more minutes. But yeah, what do you like on the Charlotte side, Chris?
So I don't have too much interest in this game. Last time Bridges was out, we had Cody Martin. I think one of the twins started for Hayward. We expected Bridges to start, but we got news like an hour before that game locked that Bridges wasn't starting. So I mean, if Hayward is out, I assume they'll do the same. They'll start Caleb Martin, I believe, because this is the one that's projected better, of course.
Yeah, we have Caleb Martin projected to start.
Yeah, so like he's interesting in tournaments. I think I had some of him. He was like 4% owned. I'm not sure what he exactly went for. I think it was around 20. But yeah, he's tournament only for me. I don't know. This team is pretty ugly. Like Devontae Graham, if you want to play him for 5.8K at shooting guard on FanDuel, I don't mind that at all. Just because it's a 4-game slate, so we're kind of searching for value here. And then over on DraftKings, someone like Miles Bridges, 4.5K. Even if he's coming off the bench, I don't mind that as a last piece. Definitely not someone I'm going to jam in, but I'm good with it. And then up top, we have LaMelo Ball. He's 7.9K on DraftKings. I like that price tag. Probably tournament only for me. Maybe as a last piece in cash on DK, but he's looked really good. So I definitely don't mind that. I think he had like 45 fantasy points last time against Toronto. So he's looked good. Definitely a stat sheet stuffer. And then one other guy I'll mention here, PJ Washington. If you're looking at his game log, like he's just been crushing it. Been getting a bunch of steals and blocks, so I do like that a little bit. He's probably tournament only for me, but I definitely don't have any problems with PJ Washington in cash if you want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting game log for sure. In the chat, Charlie Cole is saying, you guys and another stream got me first out of 100. Appreciate it. It's good to hear. What do you want to say about that one, Chris?
Yeah, I do love to hear that. He also says someone in chat who's on FanDuel want to drop their lineup. Actually, that's against the rules, so we can't do that. But Yeah, if you just scroll back, check out our core plays and stuff for the early slate. If you want to look at that, you can. Yeah, but awesome to hear you got first out of 100.
Yeah, I guess I'll touch on that a bit more. Like, you can't share any lineups against the terms of service, both on DraftKings and FanDuel. But what we can do is we can go over like our favorite plays. We can answer like 2v2s, player comparisons, just like general roster lineup construction thoughts. So we can definitely answer questions if you make them more specific. But we can't do any full lineups because that just puts your account at risk, and it's not something we do around here. Hasty saying those Martin boys are tough grit and grind types. Yeah, they got into a fight with James Johnson, both of them. I think they I don't know who initiated it. I think James Johnson pushed one of them, then like the Twins like substituted, switched spots. James Johnson doesn't know which one's which. That was kind of funny. Yeah, they got ejected. I think one of them got like a technical, but yeah. Which one's better between the two, Chris?
Caleb, I think he's the one that we project to start. He's the better player.
And is there like a way to tell them apart? Like, like if Caleb gets teed up, like if he gets a technical, gets thrown out of the game, can they like switch at halftime jerseys? Like, would they get away with that?
Yeah, I think they would definitely get away with that.
Yeah. But
I mean, outside of that, the only way you can tell is by the number on the back of their jersey.
Yeah, that's kind of funny actually. I wonder if they've done that before. Yeah. He's saying James Johnson is scary as fuck. Yeah, kickboxer, right?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be using that word here, but yeah, I think he's probably going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the UFC after his NBA career.
Sorry, I guess keep it PG here. Okay, let's go over Toronto. We just have McCaw marked out, Len marked out. Thank God, no Len. I hate Len on the Raptors. Projected starters, we have Lowry, Van Fleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Baines. I think last time they started Baines as well. I think we thought Boucher might start, but they ended up putting Baines out there to start the game. Boucher ended up starting the second half, and I think he ended up playing a lot more minutes. Obviously, he crushed it. He said, like, I'm all aboard the Boucher train. Like, he's such a beast. I love him as a player. Like, his story is awesome. Homeless to NBA, like, that's amazing. He's also fun to watch. Like, he chucks. He shoots like 40% from three. He's like 7 feet tall. Crazy wingspan. Can block like 4 shots in like a minute. Yeah, exciting player to watch if you haven't watched him. And obviously he's been crushing it this year with the opportunity he's been getting. I think Chris and I looked at some of his game logs in the past year or two, and every time he got like over 30 minutes, he always crushes it. So he's definitely like a solid fantasy production player when he plays. But yeah, what do you like on the Raptors today? Any interest here? Any interest in Boucher? I guess more on DraftKings. His price is a bit better there. But yeah, what do you think, Chris?
So, I mean, with these Raptors, we just want to take advantage of pricing where we can. On FanDuel, you can go to Lowry at 7.4. That's a pretty good price. But I think I prefer guys like Dame and Ben Simmons over him there at point guard. Fred VanVleet, 7.9K on FanDuel. Don't mind that either as a last piece at shooting guard. And then the main guy that really stands out for me is OG at 5.6K. Just because we're kind of thin at small forward here. If you don't play OG, you have to play like someone like Carmelo, who I don't love. So, I mean, I'm good with OG in my cash games as a last piece over on FanDuel. On DraftKings, Kyle Lowry is 7.7K. So, I mean, I'm fine with that price tag too. I think we can get that. Like, Dame is a little harder to get up to on DraftKings. So, I'm good with Lowry at 7.7 if you can't afford Dame. And then Chris Boucher, 6.9K. That's a pretty solid price tag for him. Don't mind it in cash games. Definitely upside in tournaments. So I'm good with that over on DK. OG is 5.5K on DK. We have better prices on the Sixers here. So I think I'll get my value from the Sixers over on DK. And then Pascal Siakam, last guy I'll talk about, he's 8.5K on DK. So we project him pretty highly right now. I think Siakam can have a pretty solid game here, so definitely don't mind Siakam in my cash game lineups.
Yeah. What about Boucher on FanDuel? I think his price
He's
is
8.2K or 8.1K. Yeah, I mean,
a bit.
definitely not going to play that in my cash games. But if you want to take some shots in tournaments, I don't know. I don't think you're getting too much value with this price tag anymore. People see the game log. He's probably going to be higher owned now.
Yeah.
People are spending up, so I don't love it at all.
Yeah, I think definitely a bit higher owned for sure. I think he can still like smash that price tag, but yeah, definitely you're not gonna get as much leverage on the field anymore with Boucher, I don't think. Um,
Drew says Boucher minutes projection. We have him around 28 minutes right now. If he got like mid 30s, he would be a smash play, but it's just hard to project. Like he doesn't start usually.
Yeah.
Usually starts the second half, but sometimes gets into foul trouble as well. So that's the only tough thing with him.
Yeah. He says Boucher's dad was tough, kicked him out, so he had to couch surf for a while. Ghostify saying, I use 2K to my advantage. Yes, he does. Okay, next up we have Philadelphia, Memphis over here. Let me just load it up. 1 sec. Okay, let's go over Philadelphia. Lots of guys out for them. Do you just want to go over who's in for them, Chris, or should I just list the injuries and news there first?
Yeah, you can list the injuries. They don't have too many important pieces out, I don't think.
Okay, so they got Korkmaz, Mike Scott, Embiid, and Curry out for them. And Simmons back in. Starters, we have Simmons, Maxey, Green, Harris, Howard. Yeah, what do you think of the Sixers today? No Embiid, obviously. Yeah, any interest here? You mentioned Simmons already, so I know that. But outside of Simmons, what do you think?
So yeah, I love Simmons a lot on both sides. He's probably going to be my first lock when we go over the core plays. So 8.3K here against the Grizzlies. I do like that a lot. He's pretty easy to get. He always seems to smash whenever Embiid misses games. So definitely like that price tag on Ben Simmons. Next up, Tobias Harris, 7.5K. No Embiid, so that price tag stands out for me as well there. Just an easy play on both sites, really. And then at center, we have Dwight Howard. He's also an easy play. He's 4.3K. We expect him to start for Embiid. Should see probably 26 minutes. Always a pretty good point per minute guy. So I like Howard in both formats, both sites. And then one play that's a bit more specific to DraftKings is Tony Bradley. He's 3K, so the minimum price. He's the main value guy I was alluding to earlier on this team. Just kind of opens things up with the rest of your lineup, lets you spend up at other places. So I like Tony Bradley there at 3K on DraftKings. That's probably most of the analysis for this team. Like if you want to play Danny Green, he's 4.9K on FanDuel. I mean, I don't mind that if you want to go down from OG or up from Derek Jones. But I mean, I probably wouldn't do it in my lineups. I'm not a huge Danny Green guy, but if you want to do it, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Drew over on YouTube, he's saying, don't think Dwight played that much last time Embiid was out. I prefer Cantor on FanDuel. What do you think of that, Chris?
Yeah, so Dwight, I think he got into early foul trouble that game. I'm actually going to pull up the popcorn machine. We could take a look at that. It was the game on the
You want to send it to me?
27th, I believe. Yeah, I just need to find it first. Let's see here. Okay, I found it. Let me send it to you.
Discord?
Okay, I sent it. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, we can take a look at that, and we can see his rotation. So yeah, at the top here we have Dwight Howard. Obviously the blue means if you could just highlight Dwight Howard so it's easier to see. So yeah, obviously the blue bars mean that's when he's in. The red means he's out. This game blew out as well, as you can see. In the fourth quarter, none of the starters got run. But yeah, we can go over Dwight Howard's first stint in the first quarter. We can see how he did if you just hover over that bar. So yeah, we can see he got 5 minutes, one personal foul, then they took him out. And then you can move. Yeah, they replaced him with Bradley. Then they put Dwight in again to start the second quarter. If you could just highlight that. So he got 2 fouls there. So that means he picked up 3 fouls in his first 9 minutes of run. If he didn't pick up that third foul there, he definitely would have gotten more run. And then in the third quarter, if we can highlight or go over him there, yeah. So he got another foul, so a quick 4th foul. Then they took him out right there with that. So I mean, it was mostly to do with foul trouble and the fact that the game blew out. I think if it's a closer game, more competitive, definitely a really solid price tag at 4.3K on FanDuel.
Yeah. Hasty saying he loves Canner for those offensive putbacks, and Ghostify saying he simulated all the games. What do you want to know?
I mean, tell us what we need to know.
Give us the value plays, Ghostify. If there's any like sneaky, like good performers in your simulations, let us know. Yeah, what do you think of the Cantor comment, Chris?
Yeah, I love Cantor today. Obviously, Nurkic is out. But yeah, we'll talk about that once we get to that game.
All right, let's go over Memphis here. Killian Tilly out for them. Porter out. Winslow and Jackson Jr. out. Morant questionable. Starters, we have Morant, Brooks, Anderson, Clark, and Joval, Jonas Valanciunas. I think yesterday their game got postponed. We were wondering if Morant was going to play. Today, still marked questionable. Do you think he's going to play?
I don't know. It's hard to say. He's questionable, so like I don't have any lean there.
What do you see on the Memphis side here? Any plays you like for cash or tournament?
No, I really have no interest in this Memphis team. I don't know. I kind of say it every time we go over them. They're kind of like, without Ja in there, they spread the ball around to guys like Brooks, Joe Val, Clark, Kyle Anderson, Tyus Jones. So it's not like they have a huge usage guy that dominates the ball. I mean, my favorite play here is probably Joe Val. He always has tournament winning upside. He's 7.1K, probably going to go under owned. So, I mean, he's probably the only guy I really want to mention. If Ja is back, I don't have too much interest in him. I want to see how the ankle looks before I put money into him. So I think Joe Val is the main guy that I'm interested in. And then I guess one more guy is Brandon Clark. Like if you want to play Brandon Clark at 5.9 on FanDuel as your last piece in cash games, I don't hate it. Definitely not one of my favorite routes to go, but like I said, I don't hate it.
Yep. Question in the YouTube show. He's saying, say I have $10 I want to spend on GPP tournament. Should I play the same core players and tweak the others around them? Or should I look for as much variance as possible? $1 entry. Guessing DraftKings as well.
Yeah, so if you're doing that, is it a $1 entry 10 times, or is it just one entry? Is it the 50-cent tournament? Just give me a little more context on what your contest selection is, and I'll be able to answer that better.
Yep. Let's move on to the next game while we get that. We can answer that after we go through this one. Okay, next up we have Detroit against Miami. Let me load it up here. Both sites. Oops. Anyway, I can go over Detroit first. Injuries there. We have Frank Jackson out. Rose probable. Haslam, Adebayo, Harkless, all questionable. Butler is marked as out. Hero and Vincent also questionable. I started Detroit, went over Miami. Let's do Detroit again. Detroit, we just have Frank Jackson out and Derrick Rose probable. Starters for Detroit, we have Wright, Ellington, Grant, Griffin, and Plumlee. Yeah, what do you think of Detroit today, Chris?
So we just got news on the Heat guys. Hero's out. Most of their other guys are available to play, the guys that you mentioned. But on this Detroit side, I don't know. They're kind of like the Grizzlies. Like they're just a pretty ugly team. No one in cash games here for me. If you want to play someone in tournaments, it's Jeremy Grant. I don't mind him on either site in tournaments, but yeah, outside of that, it's a pretty ugly team to select players from.
Yep. That's kind of quick analysis there. Let's just go into Miami then. Yeah, I just got word Hero is out. All of the other guys that I mentioned, they're in. I think we just have Butler marked as out, Bradley out, and Leonard marked as out. I think, do we know if Nunn, Dragic, are they both still questionable? Actually, Nunn is playing. Yeah, Dragic also playing. So the starters we have now, Vincent, Robinson, Olynyk, Adebayo, no Hero. Who do you think's going to fill that role today for them?
Probably Dragic and Nunn. So, I mean, the main interest here comes from Bam. I don't think too much changes with Hero being out just because other guys are stepping in today. So yeah, I think the main interest is going to be with Bam Adebayo, specifically on FanDuel at power forward. We're kind of thin there. He's 8.2K, so I really like that price tag. So yeah, I do like Bam in my cash games. Like him in tournaments too. In like other than that, Duncan Robinson, he's 4.9K on FanDuel. If you want to do that in cash as the last piece, I don't mind it. But I always prefer him in tournaments. He's 5.4K on DK, so a little bit more. Probably tournament only for that price tag on DK. But yeah, I mean, other than Bam here, it's kind of ugly. Yeah, I don't really love targeting guys from this game. That's why I just want to keep it quick.
Okay. Back to each show's question. He's saying it's a $1 entry, 10 times same tournament. So his question was, should I play the same core players and tweak the others around them, or should I look for as much variance as possible?
Yeah, so I mean, I would definitely just lock into a core of 3 to 5 guys and then tweak the other players around them, like you said. I think that's definitely the plus EV way to go.
Yep. Hasty saying Dragic if he plays. Dragic is playing. What do you think of Dragic, Chris?
I mean, like, he's coming off. What was his injury? Was he out with the COVID? Yeah, he was out with health protocols. So, I mean, like, we don't know if they're gonna like ease them back in. I don't know. I don't have too much interest. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll pop in projections a lot. But
I think we also had him marked for the knee. I think right knee as well, and it was health protocols too.
Yeah. So, I mean, as of now, like, off the top of my head, I don't have too much interest. But I mean, that might change later on in the night. He's 5.7K on both sites, so it's not like we're getting a huge discount on him. But I mean, honestly, now that I look at it, he's going to be their main ball handler. Obviously, Jimmy's out, Hero's out, so Dragic might actually be pretty interesting here. I probably should have touched on him more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually an interesting play now that you mentioned that. Do you want to do that now, or should we just go into the next game and then kind of go over that when we do the core plays?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be in my core. I kind of went over him there a bit, but like, I just want to see how the projections update before I really give a strong opinion on that.
All right, let's just go into the next game then. Last game here. Atlanta, Portland. This is the one that you said is going to shoot out here. Highest, over under?
Yeah.
Yeah, highest over under there. Let me load up the injury news here. Atlanta side, we have Cam Reddish questionable. Gallinari is out for them, and Trae Young probable. Starters right now, we have Young, Reddish, Hunter, Collins, and Clint Capella. Yeah, what do you make of the Hawks today, Chris?
So, the Hawks, they're kind of interesting. Like, they've looked really bad the last couple of games. After looking really good the first couple of games, but obviously they get this matchup against the Blazers. Like, the Blazers they're awful in my eyes. They don't play any defense. Nurkic is out now. Cantor's in, so they're gonna play less defense. So that's the only reason we do have interest in them here today. Trae Young, he's a decent play today. Like, he's 8.8K, I believe, on FanDuel. I think he's 8.7 on DraftKings.
8-9.
So 8-9. Yeah, so like if you want to play him in cash games, I definitely don't mind it. Tournaments, I'm good with him as well. Like this is one of the best matchups that I like to attack in the Blazers. So I think Trey can have a ceiling game here. He's had a few down games in a row. I think 4 or 3 out of his last 4 have been really bad. So
Yeah, that's what I
people
saw.
might
Let's
be
pull it
scared
up
with
here.
yeah, people might be scared with the game log. Clint Capella 6.7K on DK, probably a stay away from me. 6.4K on FanDuel. I mean, I don't mind that if you want to go there as the last piece.
We got Adams touchdown. Rajon Rondo tagged me. He says, Garry, announce it. I think he wants to see the reaction on your face there.
I mean, my stream is a little behind, so I'm on the second down now.
Chris has like the fancy studio set up here, DFS Crunch studio. He got like a TV, mounted it above his monitor there, so he's got all the games up there on a big screen. I think it's like a 4K TV. Definitely a value TV buy. I think there's some issues. You might want to exchange it for a better version. But yeah, definitely a studio setup over there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of this Adams touchdown that I'm about to see. I haven't seen it yet. I'm still on third down. Just saw the Jamal Williams run. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see it in the coming seconds, probably.
Yeah. Hasty saying Trae Young looks so deflated past few games. Went 0-2 shooting threes last game. And he says, do you think Rondo is stealing his soul during practice or what? Never seen him so timid. And like Rajon Rondo in the chat doesn't skip a beat right away. Like no, not even like a second later. It's like he just had that ready, canned response. He says, yep, I agree. Trae Young is nervous of Rondo taking his minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw that touchdown. I do love to see that Adams touchdown. Have a lot of Adams. Picked him over Diggs, so I like that. Yeah, but I mean, with your Trae Young, Rajon Rondo thing, I mean, I don't know. I think Trae Young is a good vet. I mean, I think Rondo is a good vet too. Trae Young, I do agree with the statement that he looks so deflated. He does look really bad. Like he shot 1 for 11 last game. He shot 2 for 9 4 games ago. So yeah, he does look deflated. But these games have been blowouts against Utah and Philly. Philly's obviously tough defensively. But yeah, I agree he's looked deflated. But I don't know. I'm always a Trae Young guy. I think he can always break a slate, go for 60, go for 65, something like that. So yeah, I do have interest in him.
Yeah. Trigger says, I'm here, boys. My takes were bad last night. Welcome, Trigger. Did you have some bad takes yesterday, Chris?
I mean, I don't remember them. All I know is it's DFS. We only care about. I mean, it's daily fantasy sports. We don't care about what happened yesterday. We don't care about what happens tomorrow. We just live in the moment and take it day by day.
Well said. Well said. The wisdom here at DFS Crunch from Chris. Can't put a price on that. Trigger's saying Harry Giles sleeper.
Yeah, so we're about to talk about the Blazers. I can go over that once you do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Just at Atlanta, so Atlanta's done. Blazers.
Isho says Trae Young hasn't been the same since Steve Nash said that's quote unquote not basketball when asked about Trae's style of play. I actually missed that quote, but I mean, you might be onto something there. That's kind of interesting. Also, I think Trae Young said that Steve Nash was his favorite player growing up, or something like that. So, I mean, maybe there's some truth to that. Show.
That's kind of rough. Is that an interview? Like, do we have the video of that?
Yeah. So Isho confirms that Steve Nash is his favorite player. Yeah. I mean, that's a little deflating to hear if you're the player you idolized growing up said that about you.
If we can get a link for that, I'll definitely watch that after the show. If there's an interview there, that'd be interesting to see. That's some awesome insight here. Yeah, that's really good insight. Okay, I think Portland news here. Nothing notable to mention. Starters, we have Lillard, McCollum, Derek Jones Jr., Rocco, and Cantor. What do you think of the Blazers today, Chris? Nurk, obviously. What do you think of Cantor?
So I love the Blazers here. Cantor's going to probably step into the starting role. That's what we're assuming. So he's 5.2K on FanDuel, just a super good price tag. The main decision is if you want to play Howard or Cantor at center on FanDuel. I'm not sure what I'm leaning right now. I'll definitely have to look at some more builds later on into the night before I make my decision. But yeah, I love Cantor in the spot. Harry Giles, as Trigger said, is backing him up. So Harry Giles has always been a really good point per minute guy. He's honestly looked better than Enes Kanter. So if you think that for some reason Harry Giles beats out Enes Kanter in minutes today, like Harry Giles could be in a smash spot here. I really like him as well in tournaments specifically. I can't do it in cash games right now. It's too thin for me, but I love that call in tournaments. And then obviously up top here we have Dame and CJ. Just a great spot here against Atlanta. Two super fast-paced teams, so that's good. Good price tags on them, so I'm a fan of both of them in both formats on both sites. Other than them, we have some value guys here as well. We have guys like Melo, Rocco, Jones Jr. Like, they're all interesting for me as well. I'm probably going to play Rocco in my FanDuel cash games. He's 4.4K. That's a super low price tag, so I definitely don't mind taking advantage of that. He's 4.8 on DK. Probably something we can also take advantage of, so I'm a fan of Rocco. I touched on Melo, 4.2K on FanDuel. I think that price tag is decent if you want to go there. I prefer him over Derek Jones, who's 3.9. So, yeah, that pretty much does it.
Yeah, I think Melo actually, on Melo, like he always has big games against Toronto, I believe. He loves to play Toronto.
I mean, he's not playing Toronto today. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm just bringing that up. I'll remember that next time they play because I always forget about that. But, yeah. Isho saying, my bad, he wasn't asked about it, but you could hear him shout it live in the game versus Nets.
I mean, maybe Isho has the audio feed from the baskets, the basket microphones, something like that.
Ghostify saying my core set to change. He's got Simmons, Maxey, Harris, Boucher, and Cantor.
I'm good with everyone there except Maxey.
Even Boucher, or is this more like for DraftKings?
Ghostify is a DraftKings guy, so I know he's talking about DK. Yeah, Boucher is a really strong play on DK.
Yeah. Trigger saying, what did y'all see about Miami? Real quick, Hero is out. You just want to maybe just summarize what you like there? I think you did mention Dragic. You said you kind of, I guess you can go over Dragic now. Like, what your thoughts on Dragic and the Heat today?
Yeah, so, I mean, what I said is I'm kind of waiting to see what our projections say about that. I have a lot of interest in Bam, as Hasty said, and then, yeah, maybe Dragic. I mean, I'm curious to see what our projections say about Dragic, just because he was out for a little bit. Obviously, if he plays full minutes here, he's in a smash spot, but I don't know if he does that. Maybe I'm also kind of waiting to see who they start, see if Spoelstra says anything in the pre-game coach interview or whatever it's called, media availability. But yeah, I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach as of now.
Yep. Believe Ghostify on the Boucher topic comment there. He's saying best forward under 7.5 on DraftKings.
Best forward under 7.5 on DK. Let me take a look.
I have them open here.
Yeah, so Tobias Harris, he's in your core. I really like him there at 7.5K. There's not really anyone else here. Chris Boucher, 6.9K. Obviously, if you go down there, you'll be able to spend up somewhere else. And then the other guys, Rocco, 4.8K. If you go down to him, you can spend up somewhere else as well. So those are my three main guys.
Yeah. Isho saying, have a feeling Duncan Robinson is going for 30 points tonight.
Yeah, I like him in tournaments more. Like, he's so scoring reliant that his floor is low, but I mean, he definitely always has a ceiling no hero today, so that helps him. He'll get a few more shots. The offense will run through him a bit more, so I definitely have no problems with Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. What else we have? Hasty saying he'd love to see that. Trigger says Gabe Vincent is the truth. Hasty follows up saying no Nigerian princes here. Gabe smashed that first game.
I want to say maybe Hasty got some emails about Nigerian princes needing some money, and then they'll give him millions back. Maybe he had an experience with that or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
You got to be careful with the internet. Email scams, all sorts of scams, phone call scams. Like you got to be on the lookout for those. You got to stay sharp. We'll do our best to bring them up as we find them here at DFS Crunch. But yeah, got to be careful for those scams, Hasty. Ghostify saying besides Boucher,
besides Boucher, like I said, you can go down to Rocco at 4.8. If you're looking at his game log, you probably don't love that, but I think playing Rocco against the Hawks here is not a bad idea. Like he's gonna get open shots, he's gonna get some steals and blocks. So yeah, it'll open things up for you. If you just want someone for 7.5K that's not Tobias Harris, I mean the guy's Jeremy Grant. I'm not too interested in him, but he would be the guy here.
Yeah. What else do we have? Barrett in the chat's asking favorite DK GPP plays from late night game.
Favorite DK GPP plays from late night game?
Yeah, Atlanta, Portland, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so we can just hover over both of those teams and then take a look. I assume it's probably DraftKings. So yeah, I like Trae Young a lot. He's probably going to be my GPP play of the day. Clint Capella, he's going to go under-owned here as well, I assume. People will spend down to Howard, Cantor, guys like that. And then actually on Cantor, I really like Cantor as well here. And then one last guy, Harry Giles, as Trigga mentioned earlier, 3.2K for him at center here. I really like that. I think he has a lot of upside if he gets his minutes. And I mean that's a pretty big if, but I think that if they do unleash him, he'll probably be in the winning lineup.
Unleash him?
Yeah.
Unleash Giles. Trigger's saying going back to the Trae Young wish me luck.
Yep. I mean, like I'm with it. He's definitely not looked good, but I really like the upside opportunity here.
Yeah. Drew is asking Bridges or Mello FanDuel cash. Excellent formatting on your question there.
So if it's a 1v1, I'm Bridges all day. Yeah, I mean I'm Bridges all day in that.
Yep. Ghostfly's asking best util under 3-4.
So we can sort by value here. We can see who we have. I like Harry Giles in my tournaments, and then yeah, obviously Tony Bradley here, 3K. I really like that, and Harry Giles is actually the second guy. Gary Trent, 3.5K if you have the extra 100. Yeah, that pretty much does it. I don't love airplane mode there at 3.6.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can jump into the core plays. If you guys have questions, great time. You can ask them now. We can go over them as well. Okay, let's do the core plays. FanDuel, who's your first core play here, Chris?
Okay, who's my first core play on FanDuel?
Yeah.
Let's go with Ben Simmons. He's 8.3K. I think it's too cheap to pass up on. Really fits builds, so I'm good with Ben there with no Embiid. Next up, let's go with Tobias Harris. So another Sixer here. Just getting huge usage bumps with Embiid out, of course. So I do like Tobias Harris for 7.5 on FanDuel as one of my locks. And then I also like Bam Adebayo at power forward. His price tag is 8.2K. Bunch of guys missing for them, so I do like the role that we expect him to have here in this matchup. So I'm good with him. And then one more guy, it would be Cam Reddish, but he's questionable right now, so I don't want to do that for shooting guard. I guess we can just go with Dame at point guard to pair him along with Simmons. He's 9.3K in this matchup against the Atlanta Hawks, so it's obviously the highest over/under at 235. So yeah, those are my four core guys.
Okay, I think we're getting some projection updates here. While that happens, I guess I can do the housekeeping. If you guys have been enjoying the content so far, be sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, hit bell button, hit all, so you can stay notified when we go live. You'll get notifications. YouTube will put it, I think, at the top of your feed. Yeah, be sure to do that stuff. Helps us out a lot. Also helps you out a lot with your DFS. I'm just going to keep saying this because I like to say it. But yeah, Chris here, he's not like just a random content creator, YouTube guy, like a lot of guys on YouTube. He plays mid to high stakes, so he definitely knows his stuff. He puts his money where his mouth is. You see it every day with like the Twitter results. Like you see that he does put his money where his mouth is. So it's honestly like crazy good value for free that you can kind of pick his brains apart, ask him your questions every single day, all for free. It's actually insane value. Like if I was playing DFS and I had access to that for free, I would definitely take advantage of that. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed so you can do that anytime you play. Other than that, if you like the projections you're seeing, if you like the optimizer, be sure to check us out at dfscrunch.com. You can get yourself a 3-day free trial there. You'll get access to everything you saw here today, plus a bunch of other sports that we play. And it will be $75 a month, $25 a week. You also get our Discord, where you can ask more questions after the show, leading up to lock. We also update like our core plays, favorite plays, all that sort of stuff. So be sure to try that out if you haven't. Lots of value here. I think we
one thing, just to piggyback off of your value thing. Sorry, I'm gonna send you a link here. Not the one I just sent you. I'm gonna send it to you here, and then we can talk about this once you open it up. Yeah. So you were talking about the other sports we have. So college basketball is a big one we have here. This is obviously a pretty low stakes, low prize pool contest, but I think it's around 1,000 to 2,000. Yeah, 1,500 entries. So we have two of our members at the top here. We have Kyle here, Days O Work. He's a new member. I think he just signed up with us either yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So he took this down. And then obviously Rajon Rondo's in the chat. He got third right behind Days O Work or Days of Work, whatever it is.
Days of Work.
Yeah, Days of Work. But yeah, you do love to see it. You can just tell the projections are sharp here. I mean, if they had the DFS Crunch logos there, it would definitely be nicer. But I mean, we're fine with the results. That's all that really matters.
I mean, that one kind of stings from Rajon Rondo because we know him personally. Like he's a good friend of ours. So it'd be nice to see the logo there.
I think he's scared of a few things, but I mean, we'll get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, Days of Work, he recently signed up. Shout out to him. He's a NHL guy. I think he messaged me like a few weeks ago, asked about our NHL optimizer, asked if we had certain features that he wanted. We had most of them. I think some of them we didn't have editable lines, like you couldn't switch the line a player was in. So he asked for that feature. I brought it up with Chris. He said it's a good idea. We implemented it. I messaged him, and then he joined this morning to try it out. So yeah, we definitely we listen to feedback. Like if you guys have good ideas, we'll definitely implement them. Always improving our product here. So definitely an exciting place to be. And yeah, results are awesome. Like I love to see this.
Let's take a look at a few players. See if Hasty knows these guys. I mean, obviously he does. So if you just scroll down so we can see all the players here, that would be good. Yeah. So, I mean, this guy's name is Ao Dasonmu. What's his price tag?
8-1.
Yeah,
he's a stud.
8-1. So Hasty definitely knows Ao Dasonmu. Let's see, anyone else here that really stood out? Moses Moody, Arkansas guy. Let's see that on the left, 36. Yeah, 7K. So Hasty probably knows this guy too. Hasty says AO can hoop. Hasty, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite player out of either of these lineups?
While we got that, let's see what we have here.
I was busy teaching Trae Young how to shoot in practice. Hasty says, thanks, Ryan. Don't know much about CBB, but learning. I mean, yeah, learning. You just need the opto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to say. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of awesome here. DFS Crunch. Like you get like you go part-time DFS and you get full-time results. Like I know there's a lot of content for DFS. Like I know you could spend all day reading articles, like watching videos, but you really don't want to be doing that. Not everyone wants to be doing that. So like one of the advantages with us is you kind of do like the part-time DFS gig and you get like the full-time results. So definitely really cool. We really do like condense a lot of the information and news that you need to get and just make it really easy to consume for everyone, really accessible. So I love to say that. I think it's kind of catchy. Part-time DFS, full-time results. Yeah. What else do we have in the chat? OSU filled with studs from Hasty. Yeah. Rajon Rondo's asking, how about Washington Jr.? He's the only one that didn't hit value.
Yeah, I think he's asking Hasty. But Turnenburn says Rodgers touchdown. My stream is behind. I hope I don't see that. I definitely don't want a Rodgers rushing touchdown here.
Yeah. Rondo likes the saying. Yeah, I think it's a good one. Marcus Moody, but have a soft spot for EJ as well from Hasty. And he says Washington Jr. should have hit value. He can really ball.
It's time to ball, y'all. You know that saying?
Yeah.
I forget who says that. One of the commentators.
Are we getting the TikTok dance from you ever? Like, what's the status on that? How did that become a thing? Was that your idea?
No, I think it was might have been Turnenburn, might have been Trigga, one of the two. They said 30 likes. We didn't get 30 likes, so I mean the people have to wait.
Hey, definitely dodged a bullet there. Chris's TikTok dance. Maybe we'll get that if we hit 30 likes in the future on a video. We'll get Chris a TikTok account. We'll get him going, doing some dances on TikTok. My concern is he might do it too well. Might go viral. Might quit DFS and just go full-time TikTok. So kind of don't want to see it, but kind of also want to see it. So gotta watch for that. Rondo saying, anyway, time for Chell. I think that locks in an hour 20. Let's wrap up the NBA segment here. Back on track here. We have your core plays here. I'll just go over them quickly. Your core plays were Simmons, Lillard, Bam Adebayo, and Tobias Harris. No Embiid, obviously. Yeah, what do you like here, Chris?
So let's unlock Simmons. I think we also have Nunn who's available now, who's available to play. He has some really good solid value. I like him more on DK, but he's a point guard, so I don't want to lock in 2 point guards here. So if we could rebuild and then go through that.
Yep. Last question for you guys. You can ask more than one question if you want. Rajon Rondo's wondering, Calgary Canucks or Vancouver Canucks tonight? I put my money on the Nucks. I mean, he called both teams the Canucks, so I guess he means the Canucks, the real Canucks.
That's the joke, I think.
Yeah.
I like Calgary here.
Saying might have to join you, Chris. Gustavai saying Canner best center on the slate, and Hasty says love to see it. Big Canner guy. Yeah, yep. It's rebuilt, Chris. What do you see here? What do you like?
So we can compare these. Let's get this counter build actually. Number 11. Let's get the first team, and then let me see real quick. Sorry, kind of want to get a Nunn team in here. Are there any Nunn teams?
I just see one here at the bottom, but let me just. Should I build a bit more?
No, I think you're good for the most part. So yeah, let's go to those saved lineups. Check them out.
First one, I see Simmons, Lowry, CJ, Fred,
Yeah. So
Melo.
let's see here. So obviously the first one is the optimal now. I'm guessing it's going to change once things update more, once we get a bit more news. But I want to compare these first two teams. So it's a 4v4. We're getting more of the Sixers value in the first team. I kind of like that more than trying to jam in these three Raptors. It's not like we have anyone missing for the Raptors. So, I mean, I don't love this team with Cantor. Honestly, I think there's probably a better Cantor team somewhere out there. In the optimizer, I'll definitely have to take a look at that after the show. And then with this Nunn team, I mean, I don't know how I feel about Nunn. I need to see who's starting first for the Heat before I make a decision. So it's kind of hard to say, but as of now, this first team is my favorite.
Yep. Okay, we can go into DraftKings. Hasty on Cantor has a soft spot for his personality and hustle.
Yeah, I mean, I like Cantor too. He's always been a good DFS guy, but he doesn't play any defense. So I'm kind of surprised that he's a Hasty guy.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm surprised as well with the defense there. Rajon Rondo predicting Canucks 4-2. Rondo, good content again. Thanks. Yeah, Rondo, you definitely should update your profile picture. I'm just gonna call you out here live on the show. I'll send you a message after as well. So we got to get that fixed. Also funny to watch Cantor run from Hasty.
Yeah, I mean, I know someone who runs like Cantor, someone I used to play basketball with, but yeah.
Yeah. Ghostify's asking thoughts on Dragic.
I mean, yeah, I like Dragic today. I don't know. Like I keep saying, we have to wait to see who starts. If Dragic starts, I like him. They might start Nunn like they usually do in this situation, so we just have to wait and see.
Yep. Okay, let's go over DraftKings core plays of the day over here. Who's your first one, Chris?
So, I mean, we were talking about Nunn. We're kind of starved for value. He's only 3K, so he's the stone minimum on DraftKings. So he's my first lock. Just an easy play there. No need to get cute. Even if he's not starting, just too cheap there with Hero out, Butler out, a bunch of guys missing. So I like Nunn to start the lineup there. If you can just open the sidebar so we can see the core, the locks, that would be good.
Done.
Yeah, so we have Nunn. Next up, let's go with Ben Simmons. He's 8.4K. He's small forward eligible on DraftKings, so that kind of opens things up where we're kind of searching for who to play there. I think you just plug him in at small forward and just move on. So he's my second lock. And then next up, let's go with Dwight Howard, 4.3K. Yeah, just obviously no Embiid, so really, really good price tag here for him. I like that a lot. And then last guy I'll plug in is Dame Lillard, 9.2K. We had him locked on FanDuel as well, so like I already talked about why I like him. Really good matchup against the Hawks here. Really good price tag, so definitely a lot of interest in these four core guys.
Yep. Let's hit build. Some comments here. Do you see how fast Tice is from Ghostify?
I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Also, let's see what we have here. Ghostify is a Celtics fan. He's asking, what's your favorite team? Hasey's team is Utah Jazz. What's your team, Chris?
I don't know. I don't really have a team. Let me just take a look here at what teams even exist. I like Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn when they had D'Lo, LeVert, Dinwiddie when he was one of their main guys. Obviously now he's still there, but he's on the bench. But yeah, I like that Brooklyn team a lot. I don't know. I like the colors of their court. I don't know. I kind of like how they look, how they market themselves as well.
Yeah, I'm a Raptor guy. Boucher season this year, so I like that. We got the chip recently, so I like that too. Been a Raptor guy for a long time. Grew up watching the Raptors, so definitely Raptor guy, loyal Raptor guy. Chris changes teams every year. I like the Raptors every year, so I've been watching them when they've been absolute trash. And yeah, I like how they develop their players a lot. Like they kind of stick with their guys and build them out. Like they have a solid G League program as well. So I really like that about the Raptors. Yeah. Trigger saying Boucher lock again. Ghostify says he hates the Raptors. Yeah, Thomas in the chat. I don't know if he's here today, but he hates the Raptors too. Triggers, he's a Sixers fan, and Dwight will foul out today, is what he's saying. Hasty is also saying he really likes the Celtics since they drafted Pritchard. Now they're going to compete with Pritchard.
Yeah, I mean Pritchard, he looked really good. Yesterday, I think it was. I mean, all memes aside, like he's a solid player. He moves the ball well. He does everything the right way. He's obviously not like a bona fide scorer or anything like that, but I think he's a really solid glue guy.
Yeah, Celtics beat the Raptors, missing some starters. Yeah, Raptors going through a growing phase right now. They'll get out of it. Hayes is saying Pritchard over Cole yesterday. Cole Anthony. Smiley face emoji.
Price tag is different, so you gotta take that into account. Cole Anthony was, I think he got like 22, so definitely a solid play for his price tag. Obviously they got blown out, so that didn't help either. But yeah, I mean, if you're comparing one for one, yeah, definitely Pritchard performed better than Cole.
Yep. Okay, let's go over the DK construction here. Core locks you had Lillard, Nunn, Simmons, and Howard. Trigger's concerned Howard's going to foul out. You don't think so? Yeah. What do you like here, Chris?
I don't know. Let's see here. It's really hard for me to build right now, just because we don't have this Heat starting lineup. But yeah, we can just compare the top two teams and go from there.
Yeah, let's do that. I guess disclaimer, obviously our projections will update when we get more news. So yeah, if you're a member here, like you get all of that. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
let me highlight.
So yeah, for the core plays here, obviously we have Nunn. We have Ben Simmons. We have Dwight Howard, and we have Dame Lillard. Also the same guys we have on both teams here. Tony Bradley, he's projecting to provide solid value for us today, 3K, so he's also the minimum, just like K Nunn. Should split minutes with Dwight Howard, so I mean I don't hate playing them together in a cash game lineup. Yeah, and then the differences here, I think you highlighted them. We have a 3v3. We have Trae Young, OG, Tobias versus CJ, Siakam, Covington. Yeah, I mean, I like the second side more if I'm just going for safety. If I'm playing more of a GPP lineup, I like the first side. Obviously, it's a 0.02 projection difference between the two teams, so like it's probably going to adjust as we get closer to lock, as we get this Heat starting lineup. But yeah, as of now, I like the second side more.
Yep. Okay, I think that is it then. We can go over your rapid fire style, your favorite play of the day, your value play of the day, your GPP play of the day, and then your fade of the day. Disclaimer on the fade of the day. Fade of the day is definitely going to be like a good cash play, player that Chris likes, but it's just someone he'd be interested in fading in tournaments to get like some leverage on the field. I think we can just go over FanDuel like we did yesterday and then do DraftKings after that. Let's do rapid fire, Chris. Who's your play of the day today, FanDuel?
Rapid fire. Let me think on this for a second. I'll say Dame Lillard. Really like him in both formats. Obviously, he has a ceiling. Always has an opportunity for a ceiling. So yeah, I like Dame as my lock.
Okay. Rapid fire style. Let's do value play of the day, salary, relief. Who do you have here on FanDuel?
It's kind of ugly. I'll say Robert Covington at power forward. 4.4K. So I mean, we're kind of starved for value on this slate. So it's not the like I don't have the greatest conviction on it, but I don't mind Rocco for 4.4K.
Okay, let's do GPP fade of the day. Who do you have here?
Let's go with CJ McCollum. I think that he's going to be popular as well. If we fade him and play Dame, like we're kind of just playing one of them. I think a lot of people have both of them. So I think if Dame has the ceiling, CJ could have the floor game. So I like CJ as my GPP fade.
Yeah, you can also do a group for that. Only have one of the two in the sidebar, so definitely check that out if you've never tried that before. Player groups here, so you just put them both in here like that, and then you just switch it to 0 to 1, which just means every single lineup should have at least 0, so you could have 0 and then at most 1, so only one of these guys. Okay, GPP play of the day. Who do you have here, Chris? FanDuel.
So I think I'll go with Goran Dragic. Like, I think some people will be worried about the minutes. As of now, we don't project him to be too highly owned. It's a pretty bad matchup against Detroit. So yeah, I'll say Goran Dragic here.
Okay, I like it. Ghost by saying, can you show my lineup from yesterday? I actually don't have a link, so I can't load that up. Hasty saying Simmons for fade of the day, GPP. He's saying, or is that crazy?
No, it's not crazy. I definitely see some routes where he doesn't get there, but I don't know. I like him a lot, so probably not.
Okay, rapid fire. Back on DraftKings play of the day here. Who do you have, Chris?
So I'm gonna go with Dame here as well. I kind of like playing the same. Putting the same guy as my lock on both sides. So I'll say Dame.
Okay, let's do salary relief / value play of the day. DraftKings. Who do you have here?
So it's a lot easier here on DK compared to FanDuel. Kendrick Nunn, just pretty easy salary relief play here.
Okay, let's do GPP fade of the day. This can be a guy that you like in cash. Definitely, most likely like in cash. It's going to be a guy who's going to be high ownership. It's just a guy that you're going to fade. You'd be interested in fading in tournaments to get some leverage in case he doesn't get there. Who is that on DraftKings?
I'll say Dwight Howard. Definitely see routes where Dwight gets into early foul trouble. See routes where Simmons takes most of the rebounds, stuff like that. But obviously he's a lock, one of my locks for cash games. But in tournaments, I don't mind that fade.
Yep. Okay. GPP play of the day. DraftKings. Who do you have?
So I'll go with Enes Kanter. He's 5.6K. We also got a question from Thuggin. He says, what Kanter ownership on both sides? We have him for around 20 on both sides. So yeah, we'll see if that moves up. Obviously, that's always updating. And yeah, I like Kanter.
Yep. Yeah.
Guy says Levert out indefinitely.
Yeah. Small mass on the left kidney. Yeah. Says new Pacers guard Karis LeVert will be out indefinitely after an MRI revealed a small mass on his left kidney.
That's interesting. Not sure how serious that is. I'm interested to see more news on that. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing too serious. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. I think that's it there. Yeah, anything else you want to go over, Chris? Anything you want to say about the slate, like what you're going to watch out for, just big things to keep an eye on, anything like that?
I mean, the main thing I'm really interested in is seeing who the Heat start, and then once we get that, I think I can have a better feel for this slate.
Okay. I think we can wrap it up then. Obviously, we'll be chatting in our Discord. We'll be updating our core plays there as news comes out, as starters come out. As always, we'll do that. I think I'll be playing some NHL now. Chris is going to be doing some NHL before basketball. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like on YouTube. We appreciate that a lot. It helps people find our content. So yeah, it's definitely more fun when we have more people here chatting, asking us questions. Also, if you're not subscribed, definitely do that. Hit the bell button, hit all, so you get notifications when we go live. It's amazing quality, high quality, free, good value DFS content. You get to pick Chris's brains apart. Mid to high stakes, guys, so definitely puts his money where his mouth is. Lots of value, so be sure to do that. I don't think you get access to someone like that anywhere else. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really don't think so. So definitely take advantage of that while we don't have too many people here, because I imagine when we have like more people, the chat's going to be crazier, so not everyone's going to get their questions answered. Other than that, if you guys liked the optimizer that you saw us use, if you like the projections you see, even if you just like our content, you can join our community, you can join our optimizer, get access to all of that at dfscrunch.com. We have lots of different sports. Lots of different sports, great projections, different slates, DraftKings, FanDuel. So be sure to check that out. There's a 3-day free trial if you've never been with us, so take advantage of that. Then you can get weekly at $25 a week or monthly at $75 a month. You get access to all that and our Discord. So Discord gives you access to Chris's brain outside of the show. So yeah, good stuff there. I think with that said, thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Sunday. I'm not sure what time it is at. And good luck today with...
One sec, Gary, sorry.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Thug, and he says value guard or forward not named none. I'm not sure if maybe you mean if you have room for a center. I like Tony Bradley. It's kind of thin outside of Nunn and Bradley for value, so I definitely recommend getting both of them in there and then building around that rather than doing it the other way around, just because that's where the value comes from on DK.
Good content. Good job, Chris. Good luck today, guys. We'll see you in the Discord for members. We'll chat there, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and bye.